From the Big Bang to modern civilization. The ultimate question: why are we here? Since the dawn of consciousness, humans have gazed at the sky and wondered, where did all of this come from? Why am I here? Who or what created this vast universe? From ancient shamans to modern scientists, we have sought meaning in the stars, in scriptures, in silence. Today, we turn to science for answers. Telescopes show us galaxies billions of light years away. Particle colliders reveal the building blocks of reality. From subatomic particles to the expansion of space, science traces the story of everything, starting with a single point. The Big Bang. But long before particle physics, ancient scriptures asked us to observe the heavens. The Qur'an says, "Do they not look at the sky above them, how we built it and adorned it?" Surah Qaf 56. Another verse adds, "And the sky we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are still expanding it." Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:47. Perhaps faith and science are not at war, but two ways of asking the same questions. This is not a sermon, nor is it a physics lecture. It is a journey through light and darkness, chaos and order, faith and logic. From the birth of space to the rise of civilizations, from hydrogen atoms to artificial intelligence. Along the way, we will meet stars, black holes, prophets, and poets, and we will ask the question again and again: why are we here? Before time, what existed before the Big Bang? What existed before the Big Bang? It's a simple question, yet one that bends the very rules of physics. According to general relativity, time and space began with the Big Bang. Before might not even exist. There may be no before. Still, we ask, because deep down, we sense that something must have been. Some scientists propose that the universe came from quantum fluctuations, random bursts of energy in a quantum vacuum. Others suggest the Big Bang was not the beginning, but a bounce after a prior collapse. Some believe in an eternal multiverse, an infinite sea of bubbling universes. None of these ideas are proven, but each opens a door into a deeper unknown. We often imagine time as a river, flowing endlessly from past to future. But in Einstein's universe, time is woven into space, a fabric that can bend, stretch, even tear. If space began at the Big Bang, then time did too. Time, as we know it, may have never existed before that point. The Qur'an doesn't describe the physics of time, but it makes bold declarations. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:117. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, "Be," and it is. Surah Yasin 36:82. Time and creation, in this view, are subject to divine will, instantaneous, beyond human logic. The Big Bang, the birth of everything. Imagine everything, space, time, matter, energy, compressed into a single point, a singularity. No stars, no galaxies, not even atoms. Then, in an instant, it began. Not an explosion in space, but the rapid expansion of space itself. This was the Big Bang. In 1929, Edwin Hubble made a stunning discovery. Galaxies are moving away from us. The farther they are, the faster they move. The universe is expanding. In 1965, Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson detected a faint signal from the sky. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang. These discoveries form the backbone of Big Bang theory. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space. It was the expansion of space itself, like a balloon inflating, stretching every point away from every other. And it's still happening, right now. The universe continues to expand. The Qur'an makes a remarkable statement, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are still expanding it." Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:47. This verse, written over 1400 years ago, echoes what modern cosmology confirms today. Coincidence? Inspiration? The question is yours. After the Big Bang, the universe was hot, dense, chaotic. In just a fraction of a second, it expanded faster than light. This was cosmic inflation. Then, matter and antimatter formed and mostly annihilated each other. Luckily, a tiny imbalance gave rise to everything we see today. From this chaos, order would soon begin. From chaos to cosmos, the first moments after the Big Bang. The first second of the universe was unimaginably violent. Temperatures were over 1 trillion degrees. The four fundamental forces, gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces, began to separate. Particles like quarks and gluons formed and collided. Time itself was just beginning to tick. As the universe cooled, quarks began to form protons and neutrons. These became the building blocks of atoms. But light couldn't escape yet. Particles were trapped in a dense fog of plasma. The cosmos was still dark. After 380,000 years, the universe cooled enough for electrons to combine with nuclei. This was recombination, the birth of the first hydrogen atoms. For the first time, light was free to travel. The fog lifted. The universe became transparent. That first released light still exists today. It fills the universe. We call it the cosmic microwave background, CMB, the baby picture of the universe. Mapped by satellites like COBE, WMAP, and Planck, it shows tiny fluctuations in temperature, seeds of future galaxies. This radiation is the most ancient light we can detect. The Qur'an often speaks of creation emerging from darkness into light. He brings the living out of the dead and brings the dead out of the living. And he brings forth the light from the darkness. Surah Al-An'am 6:1-22. Metaphor or cosmic truth? In the beginning, the universe was darkness until light was born. The first light, recombination and transparency. For hundreds of thousands of years after the Big Bang, the universe was a glowing fog. Photons, particles of light, were constantly colliding with free electrons. Light couldn't travel. The universe was opaque. Around 380,000 years after the Big Bang, everything changed. The universe cooled enough for electrons to bind with protons. Atoms formed, mostly hydrogen. Suddenly, photons were free. This was the moment light first escaped. The universe became transparent. That first released light still exists. It travels through space, stretched into microwaves by the expansion of the universe. This is the cosmic microwave background, a thermal echo of the Big Bang. Mapped in detail by satellites, it shows tiny temperature variations. These variations would grow into galaxies, stars, and planets. The Quran doesn't describe photons or recombination, but it speaks of sudden creation. His command is only when he intends a thing that he says to it, "Be, and it is." Surah Yasin 36:82. From a chaotic plasma, order emerged. From darkness, light. The moment light was born echoes both science and scripture. The Age of Darkness, before the first stars. After the first light came silence. The universe was transparent, but dark. There were no stars, no galaxies, just cold hydrogen and helium, drifting in cosmic emptiness. This was the cosmic dark age, a time lasting hundreds of millions of years. Matter slowly began to gather under gravity, but the universe remained without light. No stars had yet ignited. The night was truly cosmic. Tiny ripples in density, left over from the Big Bang, began to grow. Hydrogen clouds collapsed under gravity, forming dense clumps. In their cores, pressure and temperature rose. The universe was preparing for its first stars. The Quran often uses light and darkness as powerful metaphors. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Surah An-Nur 24:35. In the cosmic story, literal light would soon be born. But for now, the universe waited, poised at the edge of dawn. The first stars igniting the cosmos. After millions of years of darkness, a spark. Deep within collapsing hydrogen clouds, gravity ignited the first nuclear fusion. A star was born. For the first time, the universe lit up from within. The cosmic night was over. These first stars were unlike anything we see today. Known as population 3 stars, they were enormous, often hundreds of times more massive than our Sun. Made only of hydrogen and helium, they burned hot and lived fast. They seeded the cosmos with heavier elements through supernova explosions. They were cosmic alchemists. As stars lit up the sky, their ultraviolet radiation began breaking apart neutral hydrogen. This was cosmic rionization, the second great transition of the universe. Light not only traveled, it transformed the cosmos. The universe became bright, structured, and active. The Qur'an describes the stars as purposeful. And we adorned the lowest heaven with lamps, and we made them missiles for devils. Surah Al-Mulk 67, verse 5. In ancient times, stars were guides. In science, they are creators of elements. In every worldview, stars are essential. The birth of galaxies. As stars began to form, they didn't shine alone. Under the force of gravity, stars grouped together into vast structures. These were the first galaxies, massive systems of stars, gas, dust, and dark matter. Each galaxy would become a universe within the universe. Not all galaxies look the same. Some are spirals, like our Milky Way, elegant disks swirling with stars. Others are ellipticals, like glowing footballs. Some are irregular, chaotic and distorted. Their shapes tell stories of cosmic collisions and ancient origins. Galaxies spin too fast to be held together by visible matter alone. Something invisible adds gravity, something we call dark matter. We cannot see it, but its gravitational fingerprint is everywhere. It forms a hidden web that holds galaxies like pearls on strings. The Qur'an speaks of layered heavens and perfect balance. He created the 7 heavens in layers. You do not see in the creation of the Most Merciful any inconsistency. Surah Al-Mulk 67:3. Galaxies, in their order and beauty, reflect that cosmic harmony. Science and scripture both speak of design and balance. The life cycle of stars. All stars are born, live, and die. Their fate depends on one thing: mass. Small stars fade gently into white dwarfs. Massive stars die in spectacular explosions called supernovae. From their ashes, strange objects are born. A white dwarf is the hot, dense core left behind by a dying star. It no longer fuses atoms, but still glows faintly for billions of years. If the star was heavier, its core collapses further. Electrons and protons fuse into neutrons. The result? a neutron star, dense, fast-spinning, and bizarre. If a star is massive enough, even neutrons cannot resist collapse. Gravity wins. The core shrinks into a single point, an infinitely dense singularity. Not even light can escape. A black hole is born, mysterious, invisible, powerful. We detect them by how they warp space and devour matter. Though the Qur'an does not mention black holes by name, it speaks of forces that pull and devour. By the sky and the night-comer. And what can make you know what the night-comer is? It is the piercing star. Surah At-Tariq 86, 1-3. Many have interpreted this as a reference to unseen, powerful cosmic forces. Black holes echo this mystery. White dwarfs and red giants. Stellar final acts. As a star exhausts its hydrogen fuel, it begins to change. Its core contracts, while the outer layers expand and cool. The result? A massive, glowing red giant. Our Sun will one day become one, engulfing Mercury and Venus. Old age in the cosmos is still beautiful and powerful. After shedding its outer layers, a red giant leaves behind a white-hot core. This remnant, no longer fusing atoms, is called a white dwarf. It's no larger than Earth, but weighs more than the Sun. White dwarfs are ancient embers of dead stars, glowing for billions of years. Over time, white dwarfs cool and dim. Eventually, they become black dwarfs, theoretical remnants that no longer emit light. None exist yet. The universe is still too young. But in trillions of years, stars will be dark, silent cinders. Even light has an end. The Qur'an reminds us that all things age and decline. Allah is the creator of all things. Everything will perish except His face. Surah Al-Qasas 28:88. Just as stars age and fade, so too will all creation. In science and scripture, impermanence is universal. The birth of elements, supernova alchemy. After the Big Bang, the universe was made of only two elements, hydrogen and helium. Light, simple, and abundant. But everything else, oxygen, carbon, iron, gold, didn't exist yet. The universe had the fuel, but needed a forge. Inside stars, gravity compresses hydrogen into helium and helium into heavier elements. This is fusion, a cosmic furnace. In the hearts of stars, carbon, oxygen, and even iron are born. Stars are nature's alchemists. But stars can only fuse up to iron. For gold, uranium, and other heavy elements, we need something more powerful. When a massive star dies in a supernova, the explosion creates immense energy. In that fireball, atoms are smashed together to form the rest of the periodic table. Every atom of gold in your body was born in a dying star. The Qur'an reminds us of our elemental origins. From the earth we created you, and into it we shall return you. Surah Taha 20:55. all the atoms in your body were once stardust, from the heavens to the earth and back again. The structure of the universe, from voids to superclusters. Galaxies are not scattered randomly. They form groups, galaxy clusters, bound by gravity. Some clusters contain hundreds or even thousands of galaxies. Like cities in the cosmos, they are connected by invisible threads. Clusters themselves group into superclusters, the largest known structures in the universe. These superclusters are connected in a vast cosmic web, filaments of galaxies, surrounded by dark, empty voids. The universe is not just vast, it is organized. From our Milky Way to the Laniakea supercluster, we are part of this grand design. Between these threads are enormous voids, vast regions of near-total emptiness. No stars, no galaxies, just silence. These voids are like dark oceans between islands of light. The universe is a dance of fullness and nothingness. The Qur'an speaks of layered heavens and order. It is Allah who created 7 heavens in layers. You do not see in the creation of the Most Merciful any inconsistency. Surah Al-Mulk 67:3. Science now shows us a universe with massive layered structure, full of balance, design, and pattern. From the galaxies to the voids, the heavens are not chaos. They are crafted. The evolution of matter, from atoms to life. In the beginning, the universe had only atoms: hydrogen, helium, carbon, oxygen. But atoms don't live alone. They bond, forming molecules, the building blocks of complexity. Water, carbon dioxide, and methane were among the first. The chemistry of life had begun. Among all elements, carbon is the king of complexity. It forms chains, rings, and branches, endlessly versatile. From carbon came amino acids, sugars, and lipids, the ingredients of life. Chemistry became biology. On ancient Earth, in warm seas and deep vents, molecules gathered. Over millions of years, they formed membranes, replicated structures, and energy systems. The first cell was born. Life had emerged from non-life. The Qur'an speaks of water as the source of life. And we made from water every living thing. Will they not then believe? Surah Al-Anbiya 21:30. Science now confirms life began in water. Cells, proteins, and DNA require water to exist and function. Scripture and science converge. The tree of life, evolution, and biodiversity. All life on Earth is connected. From the tiniest bacteria to the largest whale, every creature shares a common ancestor. This is the root of the tree of life, branching out over billions of years. A story written in DNA. Over time, species adapt, change, and branch into new forms. Some branches thrive, others vanish forever. From fish to amphibians, from reptiles to birds and mammals, life innovates constantly. Evolution is the artist, and time is the canvas. Earth's history has seen 5 major mass extinctions. Each time, most life vanished, but survivors repopulated the planet in new forms. Dinosaurs ruled for 160 million years, until a falling asteroid changed everything. Extinction is not just an end, it's also a beginning. The Qur'an says, "And of all the creatures on earth and in the heavens, Allah has created them in pairs." Surah Ash-Shura 42:11. Diversity is not random, it's part of the design. From the smallest insect to the most intelligent primate, life's variety is a sign. The rise of humanity, our place in nature. Our story begins among the primates, creatures with hands, forward-facing eyes, and complex social lives. Over millions of years, some evolved larger brains, better tools, and the ability to control fire. From Homo habilis to Homo erectus, each step brought us closer to what we are today, Homo sapiens. About 300,000 years ago, in Africa, Homo sapiens appeared. We painted caves, made music, and built communities. Our brains allowed us to imagine things that did not yet exist, and then make them real. This is what set us apart. Around 12,000 years ago, humans discovered agriculture. We settled in one place, built cities, and wrote the first words. Civilizations rose: Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, China, each shaping our shared history. The Qur'an says, "We created man from clay, from molded mud." Surah Al-Hijr 15:26. We are of the earth, made from its elements, yet gifted with intellect and spirit. Science describes our physical origins. Faith describes our purpose. The march of progress, science, technology, and exploration. Curiosity is our greatest tool. From the ancient astronomers of Babylon and Egypt to the philosophers of Greece, humans have always sought to understand the world. We observed the stars, tracked the seasons, and learned the laws of nature. This was the dawn of science. In the 15th and 16th centuries, ships sailed farther than ever before. Maps expanded, cultures met, and ideas crossed oceans. The age of discovery reshaped the world: geography, trade, and knowledge. The 17th century brought the scientific revolution. Galileo, Newton, and countless others changed how we see the universe. Then came the Industrial Revolution. Steam engines, factories, and railways transformed society. Humanity stepped into the modern age. In the 20th century, we left our planet. Satellites, space probes, and astronauts carried humanity beyond Earth. At the same time, computers and the internet connected us like never before. The frontier is now both outer space and cyberspace. The Qur'an says, "And say, My Lord, increase me in knowledge." Surah Taha 21:14. The pursuit of knowledge is not just a human instinct, it is a divine command. Challenges of the future, humanity's next steps. Our planet is changing. Temperatures are rising, ice is melting, and ecosystems are under pressure. Climate change is not a distant threat. It is here. The choices we make today will shape the world for generations to come. Artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and robotics are transforming every part of life. These tools can heal the sick, solve global problems, or cause harm if misused. The question is not just what we can do, but what we should do. Humanity stands at the edge of a new era, becoming an interplanetary species. Mars missions, asteroid mining, and space habitats could redefine our destiny. But leaving Earth also means carrying our responsibilities into the stars. The Qur'an says, "It is He who has made you successors upon the earth." Surah Fatir 35:39. Our role is not just to explore, but to protect, to be guardians of what has been entrusted to us. Conclusion. The story continues. We began 13.8 billion years ago, in a flash of unimaginable energy, the Big Bang. Stars were born and died, galaxies formed, planets emerged. On one of these worlds, life appeared, and one species began to wonder about it all. We are the storytellers of the cosmos. From cave paintings to quantum computers, we have sought to understand our place in the universe. Our history is just the first chapter. The Qur'an says, "We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth." Surah Fussilat 41:53. The story of the universe is written in the stars and in our hearts.